And we do have a quorum now. It's 2 o'clock. We could wait a minute or two or get started.
How is it that Alan's going to be joining in?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How is Alan going to join in?
Oh, he's planning on Zooming in.
Oh, okay.
He just won't be able to read or concentrate fully because he will be focused on the road. So he'll be listening, just listening.
Oh, there's Alan. I saw his name just pop up.
It did.
Okay.
Welcome,
we
Alan.
also have.
He's here.
Chris, our public speakers are also online.
Okay.
Great. So should we just get going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody take the roll.
Okay. So are we calling to order?
Yes, we call to order.
Okay. Okay, we're calling to order at 2:01 p.m. We'll take roll. Chair Lurchbacher?
I'm here.
Vice Chair Powell?
I'm here.
Commissioner Angel is not here. Commissioner Hanwitt?
Here.
Commissioner Ling?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Yes.
Very good.
Who wants to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Oh my goodness.
There's our flag.
I'll lead us.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
United States of America.
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. So now we have two special presentations. And our first person, I guess, is Katie Martinez, talking about the Girl Scouts.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to come this afternoon to talk to you. Thank you for introducing me. So my name is Katie Martinez. I am a Girl Scout volunteer and leader of a junior troop of mostly fourth graders at Flor Vista here at Encinitas. I'm also a co-recruitment person, delegate if you want, for our service unit, which is the greater group of Encinitas, La Costa, and Cardiff troops. On top of all that, I am a LCC math teacher, full-time math teacher. So I juggle lots of different hats and I'm super excited to be here. To give you a little background on Girl Scouts, if you're not familiar with our organization, think of an umbrella. So Girl Scouts USA would be the overarching umbrella, and that involves all Girl Scouts throughout the United States. Underneath that, we are organized by council, by region. So within California, we are the San Diego Council, San Diego and Imperial Council. And then inside of that is our service unit. And so that includes all troops from Cardiff, Encinitas, and La Costa, so South Carlsbad. And then inside that is all the little troops. And the troops are organized by age groups, by grades, really. And so, for example, I am a junior troop leader for 4th and 5th grade juniors. Most of our girls, like I said, go to Flor Vista, and we have scattering across all of Encinitas, really, several different schools. All of the leaders within our service unit and within all of Girl Scouts are volunteers. So we are unpaid positions. We are here to help inspire and engage girls, to give them opportunities that they would probably not otherwise have, and to help them grow as leaders and our future leaders in our community, and hopefully give them some confidence and some skills to help them guide themselves forward and make great choices and help develop what our community can be. Girl Scouts, and feel free to interrupt me at any time if you have any questions. Sorry, I meant to say that. So Girl Scouts do a lot of badge work. We do a lot of leadership and community service as well. Some of our badges are centered around STEM, so math, science, technology, and engineering. Some of them are in robotics and coding and programming. And we do a lot of outdoor skills and camping as well. There's always fun things like arts and crafts and fitness and different cooking classes and gardening classes. So there's a lot of different areas and focuses that our Girl Scouts are involved in. What that does for us is it allows us to get a nice kind of balance with our girls to give them those opportunities that may not otherwise have. So some of our girls don't have backyards where they can plant vegetable gardens, but we can go to our school sometimes, or we can hopefully reach out to the community and help create a vegetable garden. Or maybe they don't have a home where they have accessible cooking, or their parents are a little too busy. So as a troop, we can help provide those opportunities and help to build their skills to lead them forward. And as they grow from little daisies in kindergarten all the way up through their senior year of high school, they learn and build upon these skills. And those skill sets get deeper and more involved. And we give them the opportunities that are age appropriate. And along with that, we give them opportunities to choose and to help guide their own decisions, to plan meetings, to interact with the public, and to interact with other Girl Scouts across all of San Diego, really. As they move forward, they also have opportunities to earn higher award badges, what we call the bronze, silver, and gold awards. They start off as big groups in bronze as during their junior year. They have the opportunity to earn a bronze award, which means that they are coming up with a big service project, not just a small one, but a long, sustainable project that they have a passion for. And a lot of that is involved in the things that we do as a troop to guide them there. And it's really their interests, not the leader's interests, but we try to make it the girls' interests that guides them to those decisions. And then for their silver awards, they do them in very small groups. Again, it's a passion project. So some girls might choose a passion in outdoors. Some girls might choose a passion in working with different populations of people, whether it's a diverse set of people and helping to spur diversity in the community. Maybe it's the senior community and helping to do something within that aspect. It could be a technology thing that they have an interest in. And then in a gold award, they work on those individually, and they have a mentor that they work with as they progress through those older years of Girl Scouts. And they're very in-depth. They have a lot of requirements and a lot of check-ins. They have to be sustainable, as I said. So they have to be something that can go beyond just a year. We also have an intergenerational badge within Girl Scouts, and this is one of our interests as a service unit, is to really connect with the senior community. It's been one of our challenges of how do we access our senior community, not just senior homes, which is probably easier than most, but maybe not right now, but really individual seniors. So we know we have a lot of seniors living alone and are independent, and maybe right now they're very lonely. We would love to get some input from your senior community and senior commission of how can we access them? How can we help support their needs? Some of the community service that we've done as individual troops and as a service unit, as all of our troops together, we've done coastal cleanups. We've done a lot of food bank and food drives. We've had very successful food drives for alternating churches that have food banks here in Encinitas. We have had very, very successful ones every November. We've done toy and blanket drives. We have troops that work with Fill-A-Belly. We every spring have done spring baskets where we create little baskets of goodies for Head Start preschoolers. So those are preschoolers that may not be able to afford some fun things like crayons and coloring books and other books and things like that, and some toiletries and whatnot. In 2019, we donated over 300 baskets to those Head Start preschoolers in Encinitas and La Costa and Solana Beach. And then we've also done a lemon picking project. We have a couple Girl Scouts who have a plethora of fruit on theirs. And so we've been able to help pick the fruit and give it to people that can't otherwise afford it. And that's been very, very successful. Some of the things within our senior community that we have done in the past we've done some caroling. We've done some card and letter writing, especially last spring. We were trying to get a lot of cards in there. We would love to help with that and assist more. We've done some reading of books. We have a troop that did some gardening, and we have a very big interest in creating a vegetable garden it could be senior homes, it could be individual homes, and helping to kind of get that going. And then right now we have a troop that's actually creating a rock garden for a senior home. And that's kind of neat and special, a little special place for them to go. But we have some bigger ideas that and this is where we could use some help. And even, maybe you have ideas that we can help with. And that's what we would love to partner with our senior community. So some of our ideas were how do we reach seniors to help them not be so lonely right now, or even in the summer or next fall, hopefully, fingers crossed, that we can actually be in person. How can we give them some compassion and a companion to be with? Someone that maybe could write letters for them to send to their family, or someone that can give them some activities to keep their brain active and keep them engaged. We know that seniors sometimes need that, especially if they're really lonely and isolated, and that can be pretty scary. We have some girls that are very savvy with technology, and sometimes everyone, myself included, sometimes we need some assistance with technology. I know that my parents were involved with the senior community where I grew up, and they had high school girls and boys that came in and would give like little demos and help seniors one-on-one with their technology pieces. And learning for our girls to learn to communicate, that really builds their communication skills. It really builds their patience. And how do you talk to someone respectfully and don't talk down to them, but really guide them strategically through something that might be a challenge. We also have a lot of interest in just being with seniors. Maybe it's a craft, maybe it's reading a book. We could do some of this virtually if we have the facilities or the ability to do that with individuals or bigger groups, in small group, kind of that sort of situation. We also have girls that are interested in fitness activities, so helping seniors get some fitness and get a little bit more active if they're sedentary, or if it's just another way of being a companion to the senior community. So, but like I said, one of our biggest challenges is how do we get a hold of our seniors? How do we access them? And so I would love to get your input. I would love to get your ideas. What can we help you with? Our girls are full of ideas, and they can come up with the ins and outs of it, but we would love to work side by side with you if that's possible, or alongside with you, I should say.
Well, I really wish we had our senior center open.
You guys have a great senior center.
For the point of view, I'm a retired computer science professor. So I love the fact that you've got these kids, these young girls interested in robotics, and they seem to have no fear, and that is really warming my heart.
Oh, okay. They're awesome. They're amazing.
That's great. I was a scout through probably about middle school.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then high school comes along, and no more of that. But does everybody else have suggestions? Because given the level of how everything is done online, I don't know how to promote meeting with these girls.
This is Lambert, Commissioner Ling. I just wanted to point out to Katie that there is actually a ad hoc group, part of the Senior Citizens Commission, that one of the things that they're tasked with coming up with is intergenerational projects. And clearly 2020 was not a good year for these kind of interactive activities. But the other thing that's happening is in just the next couple of months or so, we will start putting together our work plan for 2021. And I think we need to figure out a way to do a little bit of a mind meld here with you and the Girl Scouts to see if there are some activities and some projects that we can find some common ground on, particularly for the intergenerational projects. The other thing I wanted to comment on is we kind of put this in the context of kids helping seniors, but there's also the flip side, and I'm not sure how we do that, right?
Absolutely.
How do we? There are absolutely seniors who would love to be mentors for the Girl Scouts and for younger folks in general. So you know, this is a good group right here of potential mentors. So let's look at it both ways.
Absolutely. I think our girls have a lot to learn from anyone, but I think what seniors bring is a really wide wealth of not only personal experiences, but knowledge. You guys have all, you know, been in different experiences, and you have those skills to bring to our girls, and our girls will learn to communicate with you. They'll learn the patience aspect that they don't always have with us parents or us leaders. I think they do great when they work with other people outside of their like comfort zone. And having mentors really could help spur in some of our older awards, and our higher awards really need those mentors and need people to bring good ideas and different ideas that they don't often think about.
This is Commissioner Hanwit. I just want to second Lambert's idea of using the ad hoc committee, because I think this is something really important, and I think it'd be great to really think it through and come up with some specific ways that we can all work together, because I know they're out there. So I think we should plan to do that.
Katie, this is Manager Carlin. I just had one quick question. You know, we always hope that our volunteers and our adults that are working with children are on the up and up, and we do pretty extensive background checking when we do volunteers and instructors. Can you speak a little bit about what the Girl Scouts do in order for adults to work with children in your organization?
Yes, thank you for asking. So Girl Scouts' #1 priority is safety, whether it's pre-COVID, post-COVID, but definitely working adults with girls. So when we have volunteers working with girls, we want them to be registered and background checked. So that goes through the Girl Scout organization. It's usually a small nominal fee, and there's financial support if there's a financial need. And so they do a little background check just to make sure, you know, things are good and not in the scary zone. So, and then we also have at every meeting with our girls, we have to have safety guidelines in terms of ratios of adults to girls. So there can't just be one adult with even one girl, unless it's your own daughter. It has to be 2 or more adults. As groups get larger, and depending on what age they are, there's even more adults required. What's kind of nice in the online world is we can have more adults, we can have different ratios, and it allows actually more minds to meld together within our group. So I've been seeing a lot more of my parents involved this year, and it's actually been phenomenal. It brings in new ideas and new backgrounds to our girls, which is great for them to see. I don't know if did that address your question?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
This is Commissioner Ling again. I wanted to also add to what Katie's been saying, and there's a lot of information. You managed to do a very good job of cramming all that into 10 minutes. And Chris Stewart, I think you probably know this from your experience as a scout, but there's lots of different vehicles for these kind of projects for the girls to do. And 2 of the big ones are the award projects, right? The bronze, the silver, and the gold awards. And those can be done at a group or an individual level. And as Katie was saying, you can really deep dive into some pretty serious stuff. The other one is something that Katie mentioned, which is the badge work. So there is specifically an intergenerational badge, and there, you know, and actually, I guess at the service unit level, you can probably come up with your own badges as well.
Yes, we're looking to create one specific for working with seniors within our Encinitas population because we want to encourage that. We want to encourage our girls to reach out and for our troops to make connections with older adults.
So I think there's an opportunity to be kind of creative, both on our side as part of the commission and also working with the Girl Scouts to come up with some creative ways for the Girl Scouts and our seniors to work together on some things.
Katie, this is Manager Carlin again. We do have another commission as well, the Youth Commission, and they have a similar work plan goal in theirs. And since a lot of the, you know, I mean, Girl Scouts are youth, this would be something for them to get involved in. One of the things that the Youth Commission has is to do intergenerational programming and support for senior citizens in the community. And one of the things is to create a video on how to use Zoom or how to register for classes online. So that might be something that I might reach out to you and we could a little bit further, and we could probably involve some of the senior commissioners along with the youth commissioners to get that work plan item accomplished. I think that that would be a great partnership.
That would be fantastic. And so one of the questions I have for you all, because we know we have senior centers, and you have your senior center at up by Oakcrest, but we have lots of senior homes. Is there a network of individual seniors that you all have contacts with that as we work together that we can reach out to them and involve their knowledge, or reach out to them to provide different companionship pieces, or, you know, to see what their needs are as on an individual basis as well?
Christy?
So currently, we have contact with our senior nutrition program participants because we're doing curbside pickup of the meals and home delivery. So we are in contact with those participants, and I know that the Girl Scouts in the past have made cards for the seniors, and we put those in their lunch bags, and they were very well received and appreciated. Right now, other than that, we don't have contact with the participants. They are still registering for virtual recreation programs using Zoom for art classes and exercise and things of that nature. And then we do have to be careful too with protecting our participant client information, you know, so confidentiality is big with Encinitas, but I know that there would be some ways for us to join forces and possibly provide some type of intergenerational service or program to benefit our seniors.
Awesome. I wasn't asking for that information. I just want to make sure you're clear.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I just wanted to see if all, you know, if there was different routes that you all had for reaching out to seniors and all that. And so, you know, as we work together, hopefully we can meld those together and provide services to every senior if possible in Encinitas.
And this is Commissioner Hanwood. I live in an over 55 community, which is High Country Villas, which has hundreds of people that live here. So, you know, there might be a way that we can get information out in a newsletter and make your whatever we come up with available to the people that live here.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think that's been one of our biggest challenges is how do we reach out to the community, and other than just, you know, individual homes like senior homes where it's, you know, already joined together in force. So. Well, I would love to learn more. I would definitely love to meet with your ad hoc group and exchange ideas and hear how we can assist you, and, you know, maybe get some wheels rolling on some of these topics and get some girls moving. Well, thank you guys for your time. If you ever need to reach out, Christy's got my information. So feel free, don't ever hesitate. And I appreciate you guys allowing me to join your group today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
You. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So does Wendy Garrison want to join us now?
That's
Or-
me.
Oh, but the box still says Christy.
Well, I just,
You need to wear a name tag.
we switched.
Okay.
So go ahead.
No, I'm gonna update my notes that Wendy is in the Christie box.
Yes.
Check.
So thank you all for having me here today. I just wanted to introduce myself as a new member of the senior services team here in Encinitas. So I have over 25 years in recreation. I came here directly from the city of Coronado, where I opened a brand new 9,000 square foot senior center, catering to those 50 and up. And I started all the recreation programming there and their grant funded transportation program and the senior volunteer program, et cetera, et cetera. So that's been a fun ride there for several years. And then I got the opportunity to come to the amazing city of Encinitas. And here it's kind of a new position. So I oversee the senior nutrition program and the grant reporting. So right now we're serving 75 to 100 meals a day for our senior community every day that we're open. I oversee the social service grant funded program, which will be a new program that I think you all approved previously to take to council if that moves forward when the next council meeting is, which I believe is this week. We have a transportation program that I oversee, the senior dances, our department's volunteer program, sponsorships, some other ancillary programs like the tax aid and the safe driver training. And I'm enrolled right now. I have a degree in recreation with minors in health and special ed. And I'm also enrolled at UCSD for an integrative nutrition certificate because, you know, I had COVID and time. So I figured, why not spend my weekends instead of doing anything, relaxing, just studying more. So that's what I've been doing in my free time. I'll be done with that after the summer. So for me, just so you know a little bit about me, I love everything and anything outdoors. I love being outdoors and reading. I'm an avid, I own 5 library cards, seriously, different libraries. That's how many libraries I go to. And I hang out with my tuxedo cat. That's pretty much my life in COVID. So thank you all for having me so much. And I'm really looking forward to serving the Encinitas community and all of you. And I look forward to meeting you in person too.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
I can't wait to meet with you individually with our ad hoc group.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not speaking a lot today because I had oral surgery yesterday, so I'm kind of hanging back, but I'm very excited you are here and I hope to work with you on the integrative services program.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yes, I very much look forward to it.
Thank you.
And I hope you're doing okay from your oral surgery. Good.
It's
Okay.
just hard to talk, a little bit of pain, hard to talk.
Yeah, swollen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn it back over to Christy then. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. So now is it Travis?
Yes, I'm up. Thank you, Commissioner Stewart. I just have a few updates. As you know, we're in the midst of COVID, so we're just managing as we can according to the county health order. Olympus Park is near completion. If you've been past the site, it finally is looking like a park. And that is slated to be completed in February. I actually just saw that a notice went out to the public as I was sitting here listening to your meeting. And so that you should be getting us some information on Olympus Park and the opening of that park. We continue to forge forward 2 months at a time with our programs. We've been offering a number of senior virtual programs. And in February, we are slated to do an outdoor in-person senior programming where we're gonna be offering we're going to actually evaluate this over the next week with the stay-at-home order on whether or not we'll move forward with it at this time or if we'll postpone it. However, we are slated to have our Silver Age Yoga program out at our Carta Sports Park. And we did get pre-registration for that, and we do have a full class on that. And we will be following all the protocols that the county puts out for outdoor programs. So we're hoping that we can run that program, but things have changed a little bit with our stay-at-home order. So we'll be assessing that over the next couple weeks before February. In addition, as you know, COVID hit us last year right during tax season, and a lot of senior citizens suffered with their taxes last year because of that. So we are in conversation right now with Rinky, who manages the AARP tax help for the city of Encinitas. And we are talking about possible scenarios and how we can help seniors with their taxes this year. And so we're gonna meet again the first week of February to talk about what different options that we have with the current health order in place. Some of the ideas are to have folks drop off their taxes, get them scanned in, and then they would do the things over the phone or over Zoom, whatever works best for the client. So we're working out the logistics on that, and I hope I can come back with a positive update for next month and let you know how we're accomplishing that AARP tax help. And then the last update that I have, I'm going to actually share my screen and do a little PowerPoint for you.
Is this the equipment? Is it the equipment?
Can everybody see this? Yes, it is.
I see PowerPoint.
All right. All right, so as you know, we had a little project up at the Community and Senior Center for the courtyard improvements. And so I put together a little slideshow of some before and afters for you. So as you recall, in 2017, just as I was coming into my manager role here in Encinitas, so that's been 3 years ago, which seems like yesterday sometimes, and sometimes it seems like an eternity ago. The Senior Citizens Commission was in the midst of a senior survey, which surveyed the residents of Encinitas, mostly targeted at the boomer population, but we did open that up to all seniors to take part in that survey. And the top four things that came out of that survey is that seniors in Encinitas wanted to see more socialization and engagement opportunities. They wanted to see more physical activity opportunities, a potential for a boomers club or boomers programs, and then technology instruction. So we did start implementing some of these things. You know, as we move forward, we did get a tutor for the technology part. We continued to research different options for physical activity. So one of the things that we're currently just waiting on because of COVID is the Feeling Fit program that Mona Angel brought to us. And we're always talking about how we can provide additional opportunities for socialization and engagement. I feel like we did a very good job of rolling out virtual programming for seniors right away and having Zoom programs available. I know a lot of people look forward to those programs each week, and they're still very well attended. So I feel like we're chipping away at these four major outcomes, but we have a lot of work that we can still do on these. But I just wanted to kind of point out that because this project definitely takes care of hits a couple of these buttons. In fall 2019, the San Diego Senior Foundation came to Christie with an opportunity for a grant. And, you know, they were really focused on some type of capital improvement project. And as you know, much of the space inside the Community and Senior Center is allocated for a specific use. We do have multifunctional rooms, but in the Senior Center, we have the library or living room area, which is dedicated for basically socialization, indoor socialization. We did have the computer lab on that side, but we did move the computer lab to the community center side to allow for an additional classroom space on the Senior Center side. And then we have the allocated billiards room. And then obviously on the outside, we are limited in what type of space that we have. We have the parking lot on the front side, which takes up, the majority of the front side of the building. And then on the back side, we have some open space that has protected species of plants and animals that we can't really invade to do additional programs or additional facilities or changes to the facility. So one of the things that Christy and I looked at some internal and external ideas. One of the thoughts that we had was to put fitness equipment in, and another idea was to create a nice patio space outside for seniors that they could have socialization. Our third idea that we submitted was to create a more upscale coffee area for the inside of the facility. And out of our 3 ideas that we presented, 2 of them were actually selected. So we received $50,000 in grant funding for this project. Remember what the outdoor space looked like before. So this was looking out from the aquarium. Can you see my cursor when I use it?
Yes.
All right, so this was the view out of the building. This is the banquet hall on this side. This is room 118 on this side. And then this was a look toward the building from the DG path that went and connected the banquet hall to the back of 118. And then this area right here was the proposed site that we had for fitness equipment. So not the most attractive space before. And so what we did is we engaged the Senior Commission on this project once we got the funding. And Chris Powell actually joined us and went up to RRM, up to their headquarters in San Juan Capistrano. And we actually did a charrette where we drew out different options. They showed us different ideas for the project. And we engaged the Senior Commission and the designer to come up with some different options for the project. And these are just some of those ideas that came up in that charrette. From the charrette, we came to the Senior Commission with a conceptual design. We made a few tweaks to that design, and this is the design that was settled upon by this commission. In addition, we also looked at fitness equipment quite extensively with the ad hoc committee and determined the four pieces that would work as introductory pieces for this project. From first glance at this, after the project is done, we probably have enough room for maybe one or two more pieces if we wanted to add those in the future. So this picture here is the overhead that you see. And then this is the sample fitness equipment. And then this is just a mock-up of the fitness equipment. They actually just set them in place to show us what they would look like in the pictures potentially. This was a horizontal schematic of that, of what the facility would look like once the trees were grown up and everything. This was a space holder for a piece of public art in the future. And I know that Christine is going to be speaking to the commission in public comment here. And we worked with Christine and another resident here in Encinitas, and we went for an AARP grant to provide a public art piece here. However, we were unsuccessful with that at the time, but we do have a placeholder here for a future piece of public art in this space. So this is near completion. As you can see, the lights are strung. They are not orange. I asked the same question. Are they actually orange? Those are actually just little plastic pieces that have to still come off. And they're also not hung correctly in this picture. They're doing a little bit of final work over the next few weeks to finish this project out. But as you can see, all the pavers are laid, all the concrete is installed. We're still waiting for the benches or the seats that will go on the top of these benches. But it's turned out quite beautiful. The trees are very immature at this time, but they will grow in nicely and really fill in this space within the project. This is another picture looking from the banquet hall over. So this will provide additional seating. There's some plantings in here. All these plantings will grow up and fill in as they mature. And then here is a nice picture, or is a nice area where that public art piece can go on the wall at some point when we can allocate additional funding or get grant funding for that project. The one thing that Christy and I, and this doesn't seem like a huge thing, but one of the things that we were very excited about is when we were first looking at this project, there was this ugly drain in the corner. And we were like, gosh, how are they going to manage that? And I think that they did a really wonderful job of refacing that drain and making sure that it really tied in with the project and wasn't an eyesore in the project or a tripping hazard for seniors that are coming out to use that space. This is a picture of the actual fitness equipment that's in place now out there. So 2 different angles of that fitness equipment. And as I said, there's probably about enough room to do about 1 or 2 more pieces in there, depending on what size we have. We do have 1 piece of equipment that came in incorrect. So they are changing out that piece of equipment in the next week. And then we will have all the equipment out behind the facility. And I just wanted to thank the commission for all your support through this. I feel like everybody on the ad hoc committee, really put in the effort to make sure that we had a successful project. I really appreciate Commissioner Powell's time to go up and sit during the charrette and provide input when we were picking out things. So that was a very exciting and important project for the Senior Commission. As you know, the primary use for this patio space will be for senior citizens. And Christy and I are working on some additional signage that will go out that will specify that, that this is a socialization area for the senior population while the senior center is open during the day. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, can we use it now?
So it's not open yet, Chris.
Okay.
It will likely stay closed until the facility is open due to COVID, due to some sanitation requirements. But one of the things that Christy and I have already talked about is once we get the green light from the county to do some outside gathering for seniors, we thought we could potentially bring back some of our clubs, like our social clubs, like our Italian Conversation could sit out there and do their club. We could have our book clubs out there. So those are, some things that we might be able to bring back a little sooner outdoors. So we're looking forward to that.
Okay. That's good. So we do have tables and chairs that have arrived, and we will be putting those outside for seniors to sit and use and relax when the time comes. And then we also have some shade sails that you didn't see in the pictures that are being installed over the lighting.
Looks great.
Looks nice.
Hey, yeah.
It's definitely an improvement. I think it's used as well.
And I also want to thank the ad hoc committee that participated, because I know you spent a lot of time looking at fitness equipment and outdoor furniture and the charrette and working with the designers. So I just want to say thank you so much for putting in all that time, effort, and energy into the project, because I think it turned out really nice.
All right, thank you.
So now we have our public speakers.
Yes, we have 2 public speakers for oral communication. The first public speaker I'd like to introduce is Christine Schindler.
Wonderful.
Christine,
Can you
are
hear? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
All
can.
right.
I'll be putting on the timer for 3 minutes now when you start speaking. So when you hear the beep, that is my timer. Okay?
All right, very good. So I had 3 things. I thought it was going to be no problem, but now after listening to all this, I have like 6 things. A couple of them just FYI. So my name is Christine Schindler. I live in East Encinitas. I actually live in High Country Villas with Jesse. I am 57, so I can live there. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure that your group knew about is there's a program that's had been done in person up until last year. It's called Matter of Balance. It was developed by Maine Health, and they have volunteer coaches. I'm one of those. That throughout San Diego County has been conducting these fall prevention program. In 2020, we had to put it on hold for obvious reasons, but thankfully Maine Health put some time in to create a virtual program. And so we're doing the final, actually San Diego was involved in the pilot program for the virtual program. And hopefully next month I can offer it again. And so I want to offer it again in my community here at High Country Villas and other places, but I wanted to make you aware of it. So if you see a good fit, we're not as constrained because it's a virtual program, so you can pull people from all over the county, but I'd love to do one here in Encinitas, excuse me, more than one here in Encinitas. So matter of balance, I'm your gal, so reach out to me. Travis mentioned, very good, Travis, to see that area and see that that is real at the senior center, the outdoor space. So yes, we were unsuccessful getting the AARP grant, but I wanted to pursue other grants. So I just wanted to make you aware of a Safe Routes to Parks grant that I submitted in December. Hopefully Nick Buck let Travis and Christy know about this. I'm being positive-minded even saying this because we don't know until the end of this month whether we'll get it. Hundreds of applicants. The fourth cycle of this grant is going out to 7 communities. So I'm really hopeful we put a good foot forward and we can get one of these grants for Encinitas. It's technical assistance from the Safe Routes Partnership to put together a Safe Routes to Parks program. And seniors, I think, are very much involved in this. What makes our parks safe? What makes it easy to get to them? Using transit and other things that I think it would be important to get senior input. So if I'm successful in getting that grant, you'll hear more from me. And if you would send good thoughts our way. And then I wanted to share kudos with Jessie. So when the gal was talking about Girl Scouts, I thought perfect intergenerational program is get them involved in a new neighborhood food project that Jessie brought to our neighborhood. So total kudos to Jessie. I think the Girl Scouts could help with that. I've done intergenerational Safe Routes to School, and I'm very excited to hear you guys say intergenerational as much as you had during this meeting. So hopefully I can get more involved in that. I heard my time's up, so.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Christine. Our next speaker is Phil Koba.
Howdy, y'all. How's it going?
Great.
Hi.
All right.
I'm putting
Cool.
on your
Y'all can-
timer as well.
You get
Perfect.
to
Thank
have
you very
3
much.
minutes and Melody,
All right. Well,
timer.
I will try to use them to the best of my potential. My name is Phil. Phil Koba. I work here with the Encinitas Library. I'm a library tech too. Currently filling in the big shoes that Deanna has left in coming to these meetings while she's off working at Great Plates, helping out with the county with the Great Plates program. I just wanted to give you all a few updates on the library since we've been kind of changing the service model a few times. And some of these reference points are a little bit dated because of not having a meeting in December. So just a few quick things I wanted to go over just to keep you on the loop on what's going on at your local library. December 4th, we stopped offering in-person services. We were offering them Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays to allow for people to come in and actually browse our collection. We've switched over to a door sign model now. There is no appointments required. All you have to do is have the item ready to pick up on our hold shelf. You can do that online or giving us a call and we can help you walk through the process of how do you place an item on hold. Just starting last week, we've moved over to 3-week checkout period. So if anyone had items that were just really backed up on the holds catalog because we had that December 31st due date, we'll be happy to know that we've switched over to 3 weeks now. So items should be moving a little bit quicker than they were before. And our circuit and link programs are for the most part back online. So you can request items through the university catalog or through other libraries in California. And then just a few quick highlights that I want to go over. One of the big ones is the immense growth that we've seen in our online collection through our Libby or Overdrive app. If you are unfamiliar with either of those services, it is our e-library. We've seen an immense growth mainly due to the stay-at-home order of over 66% of use from this time last year to what we're currently at. And we have a bunch of free resources through there. Our magazines are all on there. So if y'all were missing our magazines, you can read them online just by signing on to San Diego County Library Overdrive, putting your library card information in there, and you can check out some of our books of the month. Some of our resources online also include online learning through our Linda catalog. We've had over 4,700 hours of training viewed, which kind of putting into proportion because it seemed I couldn't really rationalize how long that is. It's like watching the first Harry Potter movie 1,845 times. So a lot of learning going on, a lot of e-resources. And we also back in November, way back when, served as a mail ballot drop-off site. And we were the 16th most popular drop-off site in the county. So I know my time is just about up, but I just wanted to share a few quick updates with y'all. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to reach out to me or just stop by the library and say hi.
How are things going with the 3D printers these days?
To be honest, they're not really going. We're very limited on what we can hand out and what goes through our portal, our service portal. And so unfortunately, 3D printing is not one of the things that's currently moving around. But they were used early on when we did go back to home to print out 3D printed masks and face shields. So they were a huge part in getting personal protective equipment for the county. We used some of them here at the library. They printed out the frame for it and some mask expanders as well.
Well, thank you very much, Phil, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
So do we have any changes to the agenda?
None.
Okay. How about approval of the minutes from November?
November.
I move that we approve the minutes.
I'll second that. This is Jessie Hanwitt.
And all in favor? Aye.
Actually, Chris, I have to do roll for the for it. So, who brought forward the motion? I'm sorry, I couldn't catch the voice with
That
the
was
name.
Commissioner Ling.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, Chair Lurchbacher,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powell,
Aye.
Commissioner Angel is absent. Commissioner Hanwitt,
Aye.
Commissioner Ling,
Aye.
Commissioner Stewart.
You betcha.
Very good. And I have a total of 5 ayes and 1 absent, Commissioner Angel. Motion passes.
So we have our action item on looking at the work plan. Should I just go through the different items and ask for volunteer information? Okay, Chris, why don't you do that? The first item is visiting senior public facilities or attend local senior related summits, conferences. Jesse, I hope you have kind of a short, I really enjoyed that thing from the governor about aging, but it was long and I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah, well, the master plan for aging.
The master plan for aging, yeah.
It is very long. I keep getting things, and I can send the links to Christy to share that are shorter. They're just the list of the goals and the action items. And I've been reading through them, as a matter of fact, because I think that it's really important that we are aware of what these goals are. They have until 2030 to reach those goals. So they gave themselves enough time to actually make them happen. But they cover housing, health, inclusion, living, aging, economically being able to age.
Age
and
in place.
yeah, well, not even aging. Yeah, just being able to afford to age. And then
Yeah.
there's one other, which is not in my head, but caregiving. Spending a lot of time on caregiving and making sure that there are people that are trained and that they receive the compensation that they should receive to be able to care for people that need that kind of care. So it's interesting stuff, and there's a tremendous amount of it coming out. Some of them are webinars, some of them are newsletters, and they're not all that long. So I'll continue to share things as I get them.
Kind of related to this is Commissioner Ling. I was actually just reading an article this weekend about age-friendly Carlsbad. And apparently the age-friendly program is something that's put on by AARP. Is there an age-friendly Encinitas effort going on? Anybody know of one?
Christy?
I'm unsure. I can research that though and get back to you.
We don't want to be one-upped by Carlsbad, though, do we?
No way.
I'll look into it.
This is Commissioner Powell. I was on a Zoom with Assembly Member Tasha Boner Harvath. I'm on her 78th District senior committee, and I did report to them about the integrated services program that has been approved and that it was going to City Council. And the head of the Carlsbad Senior Center was going to get in contact with you, Chrissy. I don't know if she did, but she had a question about the workforce program that's going on because they're looking for something identical. There's a lot of agencies that are on that call, and most of them at this point is pertaining to making sure that the seniors are getting fed. And I know that our senior center, Christy, does a great job on that. So anyway, that's my report from there. Any questions?
We just had a chat message from Christine Schindler who, oh, never mind. I see the answer here. She has some information about age friendly, but we'll see if she can't share it another time. Because of the Brown Act, we can only have registered speakers speak. So we'll get that information from her.
Is she going to apply for the senior position that's open?
The commissioner?
Yeah, yes.
I don't know.
Might want to ask.
No, she said. No, she's chatting here. She can do that. I have a neighbor that has applied though, who I think would be fabulous. Another neighbor besides Christine. So hopefully we'll hear from her.
Yay. Okay, how about number 2, attend city-sponsored events, serving as ambassadors, welcoming, greeting, and such. Anybody attend anything? But nothing's going on.
Holidays.
Commissioner Stewart? This
Yes.
is Manager Carlin. I just wanted to mention that right now our Cyclovia event is going on virtually. As you remember, last year was our inaugural year of this program, where we did Cyclovia down on the 101 in January, where we closed the streets off and people were able to bike and roller skate and skateboard and all that type of stuff down on the 101. This year it is a virtual event and it is on our website. It's got a lot of information about bike safety and such.
So is it on the rec center of Encinitas page?
It would be on the city's website.
City's webpage. Okay. Number 3, identify guest speakers for monthly meetings to promote education. How was it? I really am happy of the person who dug up the Girl Scout lady. That was a trip. What do we got for the next time?
If you have any suggestions or recommendations, I'm happy to follow through and, you know, with contacting the next speaker. Do you have any thoughts or ideas for next month?
Is there an opportunity? This is Commissioner Ling. Travis had mentioned the Youth Commission, and one of their work plan items was doing intergenerational projects with the Senior Commission. Is there an opportunity for someone from there to speak to us?
Commissioner Ling, I think at this point, they're basically in the ad hoc committee format. They are trying to get all their work plan items done. I have to find out from the liaison where they're at with that one. My recommendation first would be maybe for the ad hoc committee of this commission and their ad hoc committee to possibly meet first to develop some information for that. So I don't know how far they are on that one, but I'll check.
Okay. I mean, I think even just to bounce some ideas around, it's always, as seniors, we're good for that kind of thing.
And this is Commissioner Hanwood. Maybe we can ask Christine Schindler to come back and talk about Age Friendly if she has enough information that she can share with us. That would be very interesting.
Yes. Another area that Christine is very knowledgeable in is grants that are out there. That's her specialty. So if that's something you'd like to hear about as well, she may be willing to share some information on that. And I know Jesse has a good background.
Yeah, I would like to hear about that. I think that would be very helpful.
Okay, I'll go ahead and reach out to her and see if she's available for next month.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, okay. Item number 4, direct marketing of safety-related messages to senior citizens. COVID-19 best practices.
This is Commissioner Hanwood. I did come across a flyer called Staying Connected at Home During COVID-19. And Christy was able to get it up on the website, which is great because it has just some really simple ways that you can use your phone and your computer to make sure that you stay connected that maybe people might not have thought of. It's put together really nicely. So thank you, Christy, for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome. And then also just to let you know, as far as direct marketing goes, the nutrition staff did distribute a information flyer titled 10 Tips to Reduce the Risk of Becoming the Next Victim of Financial Elder Abuse. That was distributed on December 8th to the lunch participants. And then on January 8th, we distributed the elder care directories. We received the new 2021 updated directories. And so all the lunch participants received one of those big pamphlets as well.
Okay. Christy,
Carlin. One other thing to keep in mind is we are taking to City Council tomorrow night the MOU with the CRC Integrated Senior Services that we received the grant funding for. we had initial talks with the CRC, but we'll want to definitely have some input from this group as well about how do we reach out to the seniors in the community and let them know about the programs that the CRC offers. And one of the things that's in that MOU is for us to partner with direct marketing related to integrated senior services, and how do we get that information out. So that's definitely something we'll be reaching out to the ad hoc committee and this commission.
Travis, we have a whole plan for that. So before anything gets started, we need to have another meeting with the CRC and staff before that starts. Because when we wrote it, it's all specific, and part of the marketing and getting the word out to the community is part of that plan. So I did receive a text this afternoon that it is from the mayor's office that it is going to be just put on the consent calendar. So we won't have to be available, because I asked if we needed to be available to speak or anything, if we had any opposition coming in.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You finish.
I was just going to say, one of the other challenges that we have, obviously, is how we deliver the program during COVID.
Right. And that's what we need to discuss. And I think that I have a pretty good idea, but it has to, of course, go through you and be approved.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you, Christy. I love you.
No, thank you, Chris. I can set up a meeting with the ad hoc so we can discuss the marketing, and we can all be on the same page and get dialed in here with that.
Okay.
Because as Travis mentioned, it does go to council tomorrow night for approval, and then the virtual services can begin as early as sometime in February.
Well, we have to put the program together first, so that's the whole yeah. So we need to get together with Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
And Judy. I think Judy's going to work on their side too, with the center. So we have to just make sure it's all set up.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'll be on our side. I'm very excited. Thank you.
So do we have any ideas on item 6? Explore partnerships with the Encinitas Rotary and other Encinitas service clubs for the Senior Citizen Awards?
This is good. So that's actually an action item. It's 8A number 2, but since we're there right now with the work plan, we can go ahead and discuss that. And who from the ad hoc committee wants to take the lead on that?
If Alan doesn't want to speak up, I can speak up. Is he there?
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we had some discussion in ad hoc about taking the Senior Citizen of the Year Award and sort of augmenting that with a Lifetime Achievement Award. And the discussion was, well, how do we pull that off? And what we agreed to do with Alan, Mona, and myself was to make some slight changes to the nomination form. Basically add a section that acknowledges and recognizes achievements beyond the previous year, and then have a little box that says, I also want this person to be considered for a Lifetime Achievement Award. So very low key. It's not something, the Lifetime Achievement Award is not something guaranteed to do every year. It's basically looking for someone who would be Senior Citizen of the Year Award on steroids and, recognize them for lifetime achievement. So the changes were I think, pretty subtle. It's the checkbox there, and then this one additional section describe outstanding acts performed in previous years. And we were hoping we wanted to get enough of this up and in front of everybody else in the commission to see what your take was and what feedback you might have in terms of any changes.
Well, I read it over and it looked fine to me, but I guess since I brought it up under this work plan discussion, how do we get it to the action item agenda?
So we would just need a motion to approve the form as it is and move forward with publishing this and receiving nominations.
Does this require approval beyond the commission?
This does not require any additional approval, no.
This is good self-speaking. The only thing I think would be nice to do would just be to share it with the Rotary Club, and they don't need to extend any additional financial, there's no additional financial obligations for them, but I think it's important just for them to be aware of the changes because their logo is on it. But feel free to make a motion for approval or see if anyone has any feedback or changes.
Well, I'd like to move that we approve the form as it is.
Commissioner Ling seconds it.
Yay.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, motion from Commissioner Stewart, second Commissioner Ling. I will take roll. Chair Lurchbacher? Chair Lurchbacher?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, it didn't come through.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, approved.
Okay, thank you. Vice Chair Powell?
Yes, approved.
Commissioner Angel is absent. Commissioner Hanway?
Yes, I approve.
Commissioner Lang?
I approve.
Commissioner Stewart?
I approve.
Very good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A's. Commissioner Angel is absent. Motion passes.
Christy, this means we'll start taking nominations next month, right?
So that would be correct. So the date that we put on the nomination form for approval was accepting nominations starting on February 2nd and running through March 18th. And I want to thank the ad hoc committee for coming together and taking the time to meet twice and have lots of conversation and discussion to revamp the form. You did a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Okay, so do we have any issues regarding senior transportation? Item number 7 of the work plan.
No, we don't, but now we have our person, and so we can set up a meeting to meet with her to see if there's, I don't think it's going to change till after COVID anyway, but just to have a meet and greet and what we've done in the past and what maybe once things start opening up, what we can do in the future.
So transportation at the senior center, as you know, is currently on hold.
Right.
However, we are referring seniors to Jewish Family Services On the Go program, which has expanded to the Encinitas area and is covering the zip codes within our 5 communities in Encinitas here, and also the FACT program. So there are options for seniors still, and then eventually we'll be up and running again.
Right.
Okay, how about item number 8? Enhance senior programs, including computer assistance and Feeling Fit Club. Boy, oh boy, that's gonna go gangbusters once we can get our hands on the equipment.
Well, now you've got the Girl Scouts on our team too.
Yeah.
Did you find out if I need to get my insurance back with your city if I come out and volunteer to help with the equipment and teach people how to use it once we get to use the equipment?
Christy, I think that's a question for you.
That's something that we can discuss. So let's you and I talk about that, and and be prepared for when the time comes.
Okay. I mean, if that's something you want me to do, I'm volunteering if you'd like.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So after listening to Katie Martinez from the Girl Scouts, do we want to start thinking about that in the context of next year's work plan? Or is there, I think we're kind of constrained right now with what we can do for the current year work plan. Is that true?
So Commissioner Ling, I think that we could start that conversation with the Girl Scouts now. Like I said, one of the things that's on the Youth Commission's work plan is to do some video. It'd be great if we could figure out a way to maybe videotape it through Zoom for the time being. And then when we can meet in person, then we can update it with an in-person video. But we could have somebody navigate and record the video as the youth go through the different steps in registering. And it could also be a combined effort where it ping pongs back and forth between the senior commissioners and the youth commissioners. So, we have plenty of opportunities, and, some of the youth commissioners might also have some ideas for some virtual programs. One of the other things on their work plan is to come up with a virtual event. So that could be in collaboration as well. So there's all kinds of options, and I don't think that we have to wait for a new work plan to start that process.
And this is good. So Powell, Angel, and Stewart are on that ad hoc committee. And what I can do is schedule a time for us to meet, and then we can discuss some opportunities.
Sounds perfect. Okay, item number 9, explore practices of other jurisdictions in the county and identify how senior health care, safety, referral, and such are all working.
This is Commissioner Hanwood, and I have not explored anything within the county, but again, I've been trying to pay as close attention as possible to to what's happening at the state level. And, most of the information that's coming out, as I mentioned before, in webinars and little conferences and newsletter information, concerns the plan for aging. So I'm going to continue to do that because I think that affects us too, since we're certainly in the state.
So we already took care of which of the action items?
So we've taken care of both action items, and it looks like we're ready to move on to informational items, 9A.
Oh, goody.
And I just have a couple of items. This is Goodsell, Manager Goodsell. Just a couple of statistics to report out on. One being obviously the senior nutrition program. We served 1,309 meals in November and 1,596 meals in December. And then Vicki Rubenstein, who's our recreation supervisor, she's the one that hosts the Zoom meetings for the virtual recreation classes for seniors. And starting in November and concluding in December, we had Zoom classes that totaled 64 participants. And that concludes my statistical report.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Item 10 on the agenda, do we have any commission member initiated agenda items?
There are none.
Item number 11, future agenda items added by commission members.
There are none.
Well, then do I get to see everybody again in February for the third Tuesday?
You sure do.
Okay.
Yay.
And Commissioner Stewart, we still do have commission reports if anybody has anything to report on.
We have what?
If any of the commissioners have any other things to report on, they can do it if they'd like.
Oh, 9A? No,
No, 12.
12. I'm sorry, I tried to pages. 12. Are there any, is there a round table for all commissioners?
This is Commissioner Hanwood. If you don't mind, I'd love to just tell you about a couple of quick things. Because at 3:30, if we're not finished, I need to step away for a few minutes. So I just wanted to let you know that I have continued to write articles for the newsletter here at High Country Villas, which reaches several hundred people. And I was able to tell everybody about the California Telephone Access Program. And then since we didn't meet last month in this past newsletter, I have to get the information to the person that does the newsletter by the 15th. So what we do at our current commission meeting won't be broadcasted out until the following month. So I just explained a little bit more about the commission and told the folks here about how you can apply if you want to, and gave them the appropriate links. And then the only other quick thing that I wanted to mention was what Christine mentioned a little earlier, and that I think I told you about last month, is this food project working with the CRC, and we're just about ready to launch. We have 15 people that volunteer to be block coordinators, and they're going to get the supplies, the cards and the bags to go out and talk to their neighbors about being food donors. And on March 10th, we're going to have our first pickup of food. And I think it's going to be a great way. There's a lot of people that are really excited about it, for people just to be a part of something big other than what's going on their TV from their couch. So I'm really excited about getting it going, and I think it's going to be really successful, and then it can spread. Mona has already talked about starting it in Cardiff. So that's the update there.
Yay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything to say, so. My piece of paper just says adjournment.
There
You
you
can call
go.
it just a meeting to adjourn.
You're in charge.
This is Commissioner Powell. I move that we adjourn our meeting today.
I second it. I think everyone's.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
See y'all.
Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on. Don't leave, because you can either adjourn it yourself, Commissioner Stewart, as the chair, or if we have a motion, which we do now from Vice Chair Powell, Did we get a second on that from anyone?
I'll second that. Commissioner Hanwit.
Okay, so Commissioner Hanwit has seconded that, and I will just take a quick roll since we started the motion for it. So Chair Lurchbacher?
Aye.
Okay, Vice Chair Powell?
Yes.
Commissioner Angel is absent. Commissioner Hanwit?
Aye.
Commissioner Ling?
Aye.
And Commissioner Stewart?
Aye.
Very good. Motion passes. And the meeting is adjourned at 3:24.
You're on.